Welcome back, Crypto Warehouse OGs. My name is Mike, and today we're going to go through another video looking at what could potentially happen with some price action. Today, we are going to take a look at Ethereum. What I did last week was I tried to give you an idea of how long the bull run top will last, how long you've got to get in, how long you've got to get out. Quick reminder, I did put that live. That wasn't just for OGs last week, because I thought it was too important, and it did get a lot of traction. This week, however, this video is solely for you. And the topic of this video today is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has done nothing I expected. Nothing, okay? If you go back and watch some of the streams that we did back in April and May, I was talking about Ethereum hitting 4,000, heading towards 5,000, okay? Grayscale did us. Grayscale did us a dirty. What happened? They dumped the market. Now, we only had the sample of Bitcoin to go off, and Bitcoin was trading at a discount. So you could buy $8,000 worth of Bitcoin for, say, $4,500. So when the ETF went live, people sold and took their 20% profits. Ethereum at the time only had a 1 or 2% discount. So you'd only make a small fraction of profits. But again, the curveball that was thrown to us by Grayscale was, of course, their fees. They had huge fees. So what people did was they dumped Ethereum, sold out of Ethereum, and never came back. Unlike with Bitcoin, where they did come back, they never came back. Now, it's been a good, solid 6 months from the Ethereum ETF. It's done incredibly well. But surprisingly, the price hasn't. The price has followed the other alts down. What I'm going to do today is give you a scenario that I think could play out. And this isn't based on me. This is based on the previous cycle and also what is going to happen with Bitcoin dominance. We're going to look historically at the Ethereum price, how that's performed, and we're going to conclude with where I think Ethereum will be by the beginning of next summer. So hold on to your hats, OGs. Here we go. Let's start then with Bitcoin dominance. You've seen this chart. I've put this chart on the live streams pretty much every Monday for the last 2 months at least. We have been in an upward trend. We have spiked towards August, and that is now in a more accelerated upward trend. And as you can see, if we zoom in, we are very, very close to the white line of 60%. Now, my target was never 60%, it was always 58%. That is the yellow line on there. But of course, I was pitting myself against the grand chess master himself, Ben Cowan, who has gone for 60%. But I don't think we're going to stop. I don't think 60% is going to be the final call. Now, the reason is, very simply, if we put another line in here, you will see that we have used this channel since August. We are now up at the end of October, and we appear to have come to the top of the channel. And I think we are going to do this. Okay? And I think we'll break 61%. Now, quick recap. Bitcoin dominance is the value of Bitcoin against everything else in the market in terms of market cap. So 61% of crypto is in Bitcoin. Now, if you listen to the likes of Ben Cowan, I'll use him as the anchor benchmark today because it's easy for me to remember his name. Ben Cowan has said that Bitcoin dominance builds, you should be Bitcoin heavy, and when Bitcoin breaks down, that is when you should buy your alts. Now, in this example that I'm giving you now, I predicted 58%. That stayed true probably until second part of July. Then we popped up, and then it looked like we were hitting 59%. We then have popped up again, and it looks like it's going to finish the year somewhere around 61%, okay? What does that mean? It means that we need Bitcoin dominance to top out. And we've talked about this before. I'm not going to go over everything. But since March last year, we've been in this upward ascendancy. What's that? 18 months. If we go back, just to remind you what happens with Bitcoin dominance, it falls off a cliff. okay? That was March last year. Sorry, March 2021. So as of March next year, that will be 4 years ago. And as you can see, Bitcoin topped out a lot higher, 73%. Ignore all of these people saying 73%. Stable coins are much higher. We have 2,000 more coins than we had back then. It's never going to 73%. But the point is, you can see the trend was up, and then Bitcoin fell off the ledge and came crashing down. And it stayed down from May until March for 2 years. Now, if you go to the all-time high, if I put a line in here for Bitcoin all-time high, that was roughly there. So the Bitcoin dominance falling off does not mean Bitcoin price coming down. It's comparative. It's the alt race against Bitcoin. I'm going to do some Bob Ross drawing. Please bear with me. If we go into the end of this year at 80k for Bitcoin, and we finish the year at, let's say, or we finish the all-time high at 160k. There we go, close enough. That's 100%. We're all in agreement on that. Let's take Ethereum now. Now, Ethereum, let's say, is 2.6k. Where do I think Ethereum is going to go in the bull run? I certainly think somewhere towards 10,000. But let's say, worst case scenario, 7.5k. Okay? So there's 100%. That's double from where we are. 100%. What's this? This is tripling. This is a 3x. Okay? This is what we talk about when we talk about Bitcoin dominance breaking down. We are not comparing the coins in monetary value. So even though Bitcoin will go up 80,000, Ethereum will only go up 5,000. We're comparing the performance from January the 1st, say, until, let's say, December the 1st. Over that period of time, what percentage growth are we going to see? We're going to see a double on Bitcoin. We're going to see a triple on Ethereum. Ethereum tripling against Bitcoin doubling, even though they've both gone up incredibly well, you are still going to see Bitcoin dominance crash because the market cap of Ethereum will triple, but the Bitcoin market cap will only double. So that's where the Bitcoin dominance breaks down. If you go back to what I said a minute ago, Bitcoin can get to 61% of the total market cap. If it breaks down to 40%, it's only 40% of the total value in crypto. That's what we talk about here. So that's where we think Bitcoin can go. I'm starting to believe now at 59.3, we're not even at the end of October, I think we could go to 62, 63% at this rate. I think we are heading higher than both myself and the legendary Ben Cowan are predicting by a long shot, okay? That will probably be fueled by the ETFs, okay? That's probably the reason that we have seen such an advancement. It's also one of the reasons why Ethereum has been hindered. But this is what I'm going to switch on to now and talk about Ethereum for, because we always say that there are times in the market where the narrative turns negative. And that's happened with Ethereum. The people that are new here and haven't seen the last cycle and the cycle before, they're all fading XRP, fading Cardano, fading Ethereum. Why? Because they don't understand how this works. As Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, all of the money coming in is going to Bitcoin. Now, you could say, well, Toncoin is doing well, Sui is doing well. Solana went from 50 cents to $235 in the last bull run. It was a one-off, okay? Now, you can have a few one-offs. You can have 4 or 5 one-offs. That's not the point. It's Bitcoin versus everybody else, okay? It's like Superman versus 100,000 zombies, okay? Superman will always prevail. Bitcoin will always prevail. That's the point. So whether Sui does well this bull run, Ton does well this bull run, Solana did the same thing in the last bull run, and Bitcoin dominance still went to 73%. That's the point. So let's move on. I think I've labored enough on that point. Now, this is the Ethereum monthly returns. Now, up here, this might be a better one. This is the Ethereum quarterly returns in the right-hand corner. Now, you can see there's an awful lot more green to the left than to the right. So if you cut the year in half and you just added up the numbers, you would see that the average return in quarter one and quarter two is 160%. In the second half of the year, you would see it's 21%. Okay. Now, of course, we can go down and look at the median. Again, you would still see 43, 44% in the first half and 11% in the second half. Okay, I know that's rudimentary and not correct, but that's just to point this out. Ethereum does better January to the end of June than it does from July to the end of December. Everything we see now is playing along the same way it played along in every other year. Even though we have the ETF for Ethereum, it's still playing along that way. Going down to the monthly chart, you can see that from July onwards, it's pretty much 50-50 red, green. If you go June to January, I would say it's 2/3 green, 1/3 red. Look at 2023, 6 solid green months. Look at 2019, 5 out of 6. 2017, 6 out of 6 green months. This year, 3 and 3, yes, okay, but the April and June, I'm going to discount because of the ETF, okay? So, 2023, 2021, even 2020, 2019, 2017, the majority of those first halves do well. So I don't think we're going to see a breakout of Ethereum until Bitcoin caps out. Now, when I say that, what I mean is, if we do get to 80,000 by the end of the year, that's a 25% move for Bitcoin. Even if Ethereum does a 20% move by the end of the year, which I've said before, that puts us at $3,000. Even if it does that, it's still behind Bitcoin. That's the point. We can have a $3,000 Ethereum at the end of the year and Bitcoin still be at 62% Bitcoin dominance. So you have to look against the US dollar, and then you have to look against the Bitcoin pair. There's two numbers you need to look at. And Ethereum should go up between now and the end of the year by, let's say, 20%. But Bitcoin going up more, 25%, whatever it might be, that's going to outperform Ethereum, Solana, and everybody else, and it's going to get more market dominance. But this is where I think the indication is that the breakdown happens potentially sometime in January. Because Ethereum will run, and Ethereum will run hard. And I think Bitcoin will have a beginning early season stutter. I think it will probably top out. Some have predicted $100,000. Michael Saylors have predicted $100,000. I would be happy with $85,000, $80,000. Believe you me, we would be good to get there right now. So Ethereum can run. And Ethereum can run. If you look down here, the average is 32, 46, 56%. So let's say 50%. That means that by May, we could be at a $4,500 Ethereum by the end of May. So let's call it the end of June. Why is that so bullish? Because as we run into the bull run, you will see the likes of 2021, October and November, when we had the top out. 2017, when we had the top out. Look at the two pumps then. 2021, we had 43 and 8. In 2017, we had 8, but then 42%. So if we get from 3,000 to 4,500, by the end of this cycle, we should easily be clearing $8,000 or $9,000 for Ethereum, all being well. Now, how does the chart look? Now, the chart looks like there's lots of lines on it, and yes there are, you'll see the same channel that we've had with Bitcoin, with the one difference being that breakdown, and we haven't managed to get back up to it. That yellow line there, 23rd of July, that's when we kind of broke down. 1st of November, the end of this month, where are we going to be? Okay, so we've come down, we've put in this lower low around $21.50, $2,200, below where I predicted. I did make the video, remember, saying that Ethereum could come down to $2,900 or $2,600, and I made that video a long time ago, before the ETF went live. It was a video, I'll put the image on the screen now, of where I thought we could go if Grayscale dumped us, and they certainly did. They dumped us below where I expected. But we've come back and we've retested the bottom of this trend line 3 times in September, October, and the end of October. We've retested it, and now the bull market support band is coming down. So what I think we're going to see over the course of the rest of the year, that should put a line in there. There we go. So what do I expect to see between now and the end of the year? I've just said to you, I think we could see $3,000, which is about there. Okay? We need to get into next year above the bull market support band, which is here. We need to have Grayscale finally selling off. We need Bitcoin dominance to top out towards the end of this year, 62%, 63%, whatever it might be. And then, moving into next year, we need to be looking seriously about being in this range. And this range is between 2,600 now and 3,600. So I've said $3,000 for the end of this year. That is a little bit light. Halfway, the midpoint of this would be currently about 3,200. There, let's just double check that again. 3,6, 2,6, 3,1, I say. So that's the midpoint. So I've said 3,000, 3,100 would be the midpoint, get us back above the bull market support band. And going into next year, at somewhere near $3,000, gives us a good chance in the first part of the year to get above $4,000. Remember, we've got to take out the all-time high. Okay, that's the first thing we need to do with Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't played out the same way that Bitcoin has played out. Neither have most of the alts, by the way. It's not Ethereum on its own that's had this performance. Some of great coins, Chainlink has had this performance. Sui, Ton, and Solana have really outrun the market, but the rest of the market is down. So I think from now on in, we should be looking up on Ethereum. We should be looking into a more positive mood as we get towards the end of the year. And if we do have another capitulation to the downside, if we do come down to 2,100 again, I would look to be looking at getting Ethereum right now, because we are 8 weeks away from the end of the year, potentially 9 weeks away, 10 weeks away from the end of the bull run, the Bitcoin dominance run, and then I think we can start to look at seriously getting into the alts. And remember, even in this bull run, Ethereum is not going to do the 10x. It will top out 8,000 to 10,000, I believe, and I think that will be an exceptional bull run, because that requires a lot of money to come in. I think with Trump in power, I think Ethereum will do even better. But if you're looking for a 10x, you're not going to get that with Ethereum. You're probably not going to get that out of anything in the top, probably the top 10. I don't think anything's going to 10x from here now. We've got 12 months left. But I do think that Ethereum should be a good performer. Anyway, I hope that helps. We've gone through the performance of Bitcoin dominance. We've gone through how Ethereum normally performs in the halves of the year. The first half is better than the second half by a multitude of 5. I've shown you the charts where we are now. I think we're going to finish the end of the year somewhere around $3,000, $3,100. And I think if you've got Ethereum in your portfolio, I think the rumors of its death are premature. You have to understand you can pick any coin in the top 50 and give it a reason why it's finished, apart from the 3 that I've mentioned before, because they don't run until Bitcoin dominance breaks down. Cardano is the same. Cardano, Polygon, all of these coins that are up there that have seen a cycle that people are saying are finished are not understanding that the run on those alts doesn't happen to alt season. Alt season doesn't happen until Bitcoin dominance breaks down, and it hasn't. So hold on, keep the courage of your convictions, and I will see you in the next video. You, as always, have been great. I have been Mike. See you soon.